Hi folks, welcome to another Modding My Rig video from Say What Magazine, supported by Kiwi Design. Okay, so some of you may have seen recently a video I did where I customized one of the Kiwi Design translucent polycarbonate hard shells for the Quest 2. Link down below if you want to check it out. So Kiwi Design saw that and they said, wow, we like what you're doing. Would you like a comfort strap to play with? So I thought, yeah, why not? Now, big warning here. Big warning. I'm not an artist. I can't draw to save my life. And everything I do is pretty much spur of the moment. I don't spend a lot of time planning out any creative tasks. I like to see where I'm going to go with it and then modify as needed. So this is going to be a bit of a journey for us both, and I can tell that I'm already starting to come up with some interesting ideas because my hands have wandered off to go and do their own thing, and that for me is a sure sign that the brain is switching over to creativity mode. So before I lose the ability to access my inner engineer entirely, let's get down to taking this apart and prepping it ready for painting. Small Phillips screwdriver, 1, 2, 3, 4 screw holes. So just pull the screws, they come out really easily. Don't lose them. I'm pretty sure you could easily buy replacements if you happen to lose some, but that's just an expense that you can avoid by simply having a little cup nearby. Okie dokie. Now, having said that I don't really plan out my creative urges, I have to admit that with this one, I have actually been thinking about this for a few days. And while I liked my first version hard shell, I actually really liked the second one I did a lot better. This one. There's no video for that. That's all you're going to see of it. That was spur of the moment and I didn't record the process. But I want to do this in a similar design. I did have some ideas about black sky and turning that into a moon, but I was worried that constant adjustment might abrade the paint. But I'm still going to give it a try anyway, I think. Of course, because these straps rub on this edge and sometimes the inner edge of this bit, applying any surface pigment to these is going to run the risk of a huge scratch running down the middle. Now I could design something that accommodates for that by leaving the center clear, like maybe a road with the center strip left clear, so where it's scratching it's not going to be actually scratching anything off. I may try that, I don't know. I've got a couple of spare straps, so if I botch it, you know, I can try again and still assemble a good head strap. So anyway, without further ado, having undone the screws, a bit of gentle pressure that way. Don't try and pull it off in one move, you will smash something. Work from the edges inwards. And having a little probe or spatula or something like that can be useful to just help you get into that gap. Oh, hang on. Just get into that gap and just gently lift that inner cover up so that it disengages from the teeth. Actually, no. Yeah, so it disengages the teeth from the grooves in the back here. Just remember, any part that you open up is going to want to pop back into place. That is its nature. So just keep pressure on it, keep it open like that. Okay, that might work. Let's go MacGyver. Stick it. Oh! Thank you, Golden Bic Pen. You're the defeater of plastic clips. Great, I have an enchanted scribble stick. Woohoo! Okay, now in order to remove that knob, this is a 3-lobed clip, so you've got to be careful because a pair of pliers won't do it. But if you're very clever and very careful, which most of the time I admit I am not, if I can get one clip dislocated, I might be able to use the pliers to move the other two. There we go, look at that. Right, so this bit will be getting a paint job. Ba-dang! Oh, I see. Okay, the entire ratchet system is also locked in by those pins. I'm going to save myself a lot of grief. I'm just going to mask this entire undersurface, seeing as it is never visible, and actually sits partially recessed into here. So, yeah, that's going to get a paint job. The inner edge, I'm in two minds about this. But I think I probably will give it a paint job, which means I'm going to need to pull that sticker. Now, it does not come away cleanly. I have tried to remove the sticker a few times. I'm going to have to go and get some acetate to remove the adhesive before I paint. But that's done. It's getting a paint job. Now, these are going to get paint jobs as well. And again, they are just spring clips, but in this case it's 2 lobes. So a pair of flat nose pliers. Get them thin. Get them into that gap. And it's a bit tricky. But if you can get them in there and apply gentle pressure, squeeze and push. Now, I have done this before, so I know it can be done, but I also know how tricky it is. Oh. Nope, I thought that had just popped on me.
One eternity later.
Okay, so let's see if I can get a lever in there early and apply a bit of downforce so that when I squeeze the locks, they pop free. Engineering, kids. Stay in school. Okay, in there, pressure, pins, lock, get in there and squeeze, and oh, I can see it moving. I can see it moving.
Another eternity later.
Nope, I am not going to risk breaking it. Come on, there we go. Right. Perseverance, kids. Stay in life. Last thing to dismantle, the back cap. Now this one's easy because dun, 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 the padding and the strap just come away on Velcro. Now here's the thing. I think my predominant colour scheme or design is going to be night sky to fit in with that. Which means I'm not going to need to paint the inside, especially as padding and strap will go in there anyway. So I will just mask this entire inner section so that nothing gets in here. And I'll probably just do a matte black base coat and speckle a few stars on it. It's not going to be hugely visible, so I don't want to make a big deal of it, but it is going to show like that. So yeah, something up here, something maybe a little down here, a shooting star or a bit of a silhouette. Yeah, like I say, it's all on the fly. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and possibly 9, 10. Still don't know. I tried drawing on it with some marker pen. It stayed, but it's too faint. It's not suitable. I'm probably, I think, going to need, if I want to put anything on there, is probably sand it and put on some primer. Yeah, all up in the air. Okay, right, so, and now to the next part of the video. Hey guys, so after thinking about it and having a good look, I realised these are really the only bits that need to be masked. Where the knob goes, the underside of the knob, and the Velcro side of the head guard. Now, as you can see, I've given the head guard or head cup a light sanding. I just ran over it with some 320 grit just to roughen it up so that the primer has something to grab onto. I know the paint grabs onto this stuff pretty well, so we should be okay. So a bit of priming and then laying down the black base coat and see where we go from there. I might do a bit of a time lapse, don't know, it's not very exciting, but we'll see how we go. Hey guys, so this is the primer I'm using, Fiddly Bits. It's cheap as chips by PPG here in New Zealand. Yeah, it's just a simple little grey primer. I'm going to be doing like a moon on the pressure knob, and well, grey primer with a coating of white over the top should give me exactly what I need, with a bit of texturing. Cool. Okay guys, so I skipped a bit where I put another coat of primer on everything. I'm now going to throw on the mask, and now I've got two sets of stuff. These get black, these get white, but these I'm going to have to process while the paint is still wet, so I'm going to leave them for another time. Just got to move all this around to create a safe space, because I have a cat that jumps in and out this window quite regularly, so those out of the way. Okay folks, right, I'll let those dry for a bit, come back and have a look at doing the white stuff. I'll do that in the next round as well. Okay, cheers. Hey guys, so here we go, it's the next day, and it's time to check these. Yeah, not perfect. Alright. Right, well that's the end of the the black that I know needs to be done. So let's have a look at doing a test run on this, because God only knows how this is going to work out. So let's give it a go anyway. Now there's no real point in me spraying this because all of this is inside the hat, inside this section. Okay. Right, so these, which are now ready for the next stage, can go in there. I can go down there for now. Right, I'll come back when that lot's dry and ready to process again. Hey guys, want to hear something really horrifying? If you're old enough to understand that joke, you'll understand that joke. Dear God, that's terrible. I kind of hate it with a passion. Okay, let's see if we can do something to salvage this. Right, stuff it. I'm leaving it at that. If I muck around with it anymore, I'm going to screw it up mightily. Okay, so now the next thing to think about is what am I going to do with these? Now these go over here. So do I just do them straight black? Do I do something interesting? I don't know. They don't sit over that actually, they sit over these. You know, I actually kind of like them just like that. But I'm not going to leave them like that. No way. Okay, I'm going to pop this away for now and come back later on. Okay guys, so I've been having to think about this while I was doing the mask for the back panel. So because all of this is matte black, where I've masked will remain matte black. Everything else is going to get colorized. Now, in line with the hard shell visor, which has the red green on it. I'm going to do something similar here, so I will prepare my paint space. Okay, so I'm going to put a red haze on the left side, a blue haze on the right side, and then I'm going to flick some stars over it. So, put the mask on. Get my gloves out of the way because I'm going to need them clean and tidy. Dang nabbit. Okay. So, red. Oh, I like it. And I like the little spatters on there too. Actually, I can do the star splatter on that now, because I'm not going to do any masking or anything on the sides. Now this is a technique that I literally just learned a few hours ago watching a YouTube video. Prior to this, I was using a toothbrush. That's done. I will come back when it's time to flip that around and swap those out and do the blue. Okay, good news. The red is done. Well, at least it is so far. Now it's time to swap them out and do the blue. Right, I'll come back when it's time for the next lot. Right, so these have now dried a bit. So what I'm going to do is, because the front of because of the front hard shell got sealed with a gloss finish, because I ran out of matte finish, I'm going to do these bits gloss, these bits gloss, but I'm going to leave the straps. I'm going to finish them in a matte or just leave them uncoated, and the back is going to be done with matte finish. So this will be matte finish as well. This is gloss, so I'm just going to do these after I move this up and out of the way. I'll let that dry and then I'll spin them around and give them another coat to make sure I get those edges, and then it will be time to move on to the next bits. As for this is going to be a matte finish. Actually, I think I can do that now. Right, and once that has dried, that will be a matte finish. Still got to think about what I'm going to do with this. Right, it's time to shuffle these around. Remember kids, always keep your workbench tidy. Who am I kidding? Creative people don't do things tidy. Our brains are running far too fast to pay attention to stuff like that. Right, so next step is to take the head cup into the office. where I've got the magnifying glass and the big lights, and paint all the outlines on it, and then bring it in and put a matte finish over it. Right, back then. Hey guys, so it's time for me to do the outlines, but first of course I need to remove the masking. Actually, do I need to remove the masking? No, I don't. I'm going to leave the masking on there, and I'm going to paint the outlines, and they're going to stay nice and crisp. That is called learning from your previous mistakes. Okay, now I just need to go and get the magnifying glass. Okay, oops, my bad, I had left it in another room, but just to show it to you. So there it is. So this bit, a head, eyes, and I can have two different or three different magnifications. That one, or both. And I modified it. This might look familiar. I modified it to take one of the comfort straps. And it's way easier to use now. Okay, prepare for fast forward. Okay, time to let that dry, and then I will peel the masking off, probably do a few touch-ups, and yeah, move on to the next step. Don't know what that is yet. We'll see. And here we are, ready to do the clear coat on this. Now just check this one. Beautiful. Got a bit of an issue there, but thankfully it is not going to be too hard to deal with. Okay, now this is the matte finish. Here we go. Now there were a bit of touch-ups, there was a little bit of touching up required, but I decided not to bother. I kind of like the slightly irregular thicknesses of lines. It just adds a little bit more character and a bit more realism to it, as in you know that it's handmade, not machine made. What to do with this, what to do with this, what to do with this. I'm still undecided. So I'm just going to leave that for now, and I'll come back to it another time. Okay folks, so now it's time for me to get onto the tension knob and the back plate, and I am still at a loss as to what to do. My idea of doing a moon did not play out well. I haven't included the video footage, but I actually tried 6 different ways of doing this, and none of them worked. Okay, so what I've decided to do is I'm going to pinch some masking tape from another project, and I'm going to add masking around the side so that I can paint just the top without any interference. or without affecting anything else, I should say. Right, I'm just going to leave that now. If I had my way, I would mount that on a little motor and spin it at high revs, and then just drop little drops of paint so they all starburst. And I may end up doing that later, but for now, I think I've had enough of that knob. Right. Now this, which way's left, which way's right? Is there a difference? Okay, that's showing an arrow upwards. That's the left. Yep, upwards, perfect. So with that upwards, that's on the left. You meet red. Perfect. I don't want a lot of colour on that panel because otherwise it'll look weird that it's not continuing through to there. Which means just need to bend it back a little bit. Perfect. Here's hoping I can do that with the blue as well. Okay, back for the blue. Okay guys, so I've finished all the painting now. I now just got to let it all dry. Because some of that was out of focus, I'm now going to shoot a lot of this manually. Ding, ding. Oh, yeah, okay. So there's the back panel. Side straps. They look shiny now, but when the clear coat dries, it will be a matte finish. Yes, I did use the matte one. And we've got all the other bits in there. So, the only other thing I need to do now, of course, is to put a coating on there. And just to offset it from those, I'm going to do this in gloss. And then I'm walking away from this until tomorrow, at which point I will reassemble it all and see how it looks. Hi there folks, well it's time for the big day. It's time to put everything back together. So here's the back cup. This is the bit that goes on the back of the head, and as you can see, red down that side, blue down that side, little cityscape. It's got a satin finish or matte finish, and you can't tell that this got sanded. The finish is actually quite level and smooth, which is really impressive. Woohoo! Oh yeah, look, you can tell. Big faded, blurry highlight. A sharp highlight. Matte, gloss. Matte, gloss. Ha ha ha. Blurry, blurry, getting sharper. Ha 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 ha. Oh my god, that worked out so well. Lovely. There we have it. So cool. Fnord. Whew, that was close. Right, there we have it. Hey everyone. I know this has been a really long video, much longer than I hoped, planned, prayed for, but there was actually a surprisingly large amount of work involved in making this happen, and making it work properly. A lot of mistakes made, some of which are on the video, most of which are not. I didn't want to turn this into a 2-hour video, over half of which was failed experiments. I know there are people who love to see those videos, and I might do one day, but it's not my style, guys. Sorry. I don't mind putting in the odd muck up, especially if a bit of self-deprecating humour, but just spending half an hour watching me screw things up is not fun for me, and not fun for me to share. So, simple as that. Okay, so it is done, you little beauty. My baby is finished. He's all grown up. I really am pleased with that. Considering I am not an artist and I cannot draw, and any sort of creativity for me is about construction, not about art. Considering how this turned out and some of the experiments that I did and tried on this, like the side straps fading from gloss to matte, or transitioning from gloss to matte finish, I'm just really happy with how it turned out, and I hope you guys like it as well. I'll try and do a bit more of a close-up spin for you. If I can get good video of that, I will put it here. Isn't that pretty? She's a beautiful. Right, so, yeah, it's done. It's done. Huge shout out, thank you to the team at KIWI Design for arranging for me to get my hands on a couple of these comfort straps to play with. Thank you to all of you watchers. Thank you especially to the magazine supporters, the patrons. Your support enabled me to buy all the materials for this project, the paint and the varnish, etc. The project cost, without the comfort strap involved, the project cost ran to, I wrote it down somewhere, about 80 bucks New Zealand. So that's probably somewhere close to 45-50 US. However, yeah, there's a lot of leftovers. So if you deduct the cost of that and actually look at just what's in the project, you know, it can be done for under 20 US bucks, which is about 35 New Zealand. So, without more rambling, thank you very much, everybody, and I now pass you over to the final credits, who will lead you out of this wonderful video, and I look forward to seeing you back for more. And remember, as with all things in life, find every opportunity to find your adventure. And with that, mic drop.
Thanks for watching, folks. I really appreciate your support. Please hit that thumbs up like button and show me what you do and don't like. Give me a comment, tell me what you do and don't like so I can do better, and share it with your mates so they can give their feedback as well. Hitting that subscribe button will help me make this channel into something really worthwhile. I also want to give a big shout out to the Patron Pack, the people who make all of this possible. Thank you to Jeremy, Alex, Michelle M, Shelley, Kathleen, Miriam and Michelle H. Why not join the Patron Pack? For as little as $2 per month, you'll get your name in every video, in every issue, and there's access to perks and merch. Check it out, saywhat.nz/Patreon, or just go to the website and hit that orange Patron button up there in the left. Awesome. Have a great time, guys, and thank you again.
More eternity later.